Welcome back, boys. We got week 13 recap coming right at you. End of the regular season. Obviously, a lot of drama surrounding the postseason seeding and results. So we're here to give you the full coverage inside and out. Nick, welcome back to the show. How are things going over there?
Things are going great. Aaron Rodgers still owns Chicago, so everything's right in the world.
All right. So with that, why don't you take us into your game? Get things started off here. You were able to get your first Kiffin Award of the season. Oh. First Kiffin Award of the season, even though you have been in first place for quite a while. Big 176-109 victory over the Philly Cheekles.
Seems like a slightly backhanded compliment, but yes, it is our first Kiffin Award of the year. We've been sniffing around it a couple times. Kind of nice to finally break through in the last week here. Don't really need to talk about anybody in particular. Just really proud of this team, just in general. We pretty much ran it back with kind of everybody that we could get from last year. I remember after the, drafting everybody, everybody's looking over teams like, oh, it's just running it back again. We'll see how that goes for them. But we had a lot of faith in these boys. I would have brought everybody back from last year if we could. So we tried to get as many people back as we could. Buying into our culture, buying into what we do here at the Cleveland Steamers. So, just being able to put this week together, week 13, sending us off into the playoff with some good momentum. It's great to see. Great to see this performance happen at the, normally we have Mahomes and Chubb that have been carrying us for majority of the season. They've had, below average performances on a statistical basis. Probably two of their worst games on the season so far, and to be able to put up damn near 180 points with those two really, not having their best games, just shows again, like we still haven't put together a complete performance. We still have a lot of work to do. There's still a lot more that we can do on a week to week basis. But, it's good to get this momentum going into the playoffs, but we got bigger things ahead. We got a very important 2 weeks ahead of us.
All right. Very well put. Can't focus on this too much. Flip side here, for the Philly Cheekles, they would drop their 8th out of the last 9 with a low 109 to round out the season, finishing in last place. Justin Herbert, kind of same story in real life as in fantasy, 330 passing yards, played rather well, but not able to get the dub in real life or in fantasy. No one else on this roster over 20. Jonathan Taylor still a little bit disappointing. No one else over 20. ETN only 6.6, and he had a fumble that would really cost him. And then Myers would go out late with a head injury. We obviously hope for a speedy recovery there, but only 3.7. That's just not going to get it done. And yeah, this is kind of the same story this team is used to. Last year was a nice break from that, but they are once again going to see if they can find yet another way to escape the lake. Seems like this is the year it's going to happen. We've said that before. And yeah, we'll see what kind of bullshit they pull out of their ass in the toilet bowl to not have to jump in the lake. All right, our second game up, we had sticky mistakes with not an impressive, but a very important victory, 136-77 over the Pams. Would result in the Pams not making the playoffs, as they would receive their own namesake award in the Lemp Award this week for the first time this year. Sticky mistakes, despite claiming that this is the worst luck year that they've ever had, and it probably is for them, they still got their third Swiper Award of the season. This week, so exactly how much bad luck can they really be having over there? Big story this week was Jalen Hurts, 41 points, 4 total touchdowns. Really led the way, kind of sort of carried him. Garrett Wilson also had a big day, contributing 25 points. He didn't even get a touchdown. Just able to get all that off raw production. And yeah, they had 4 single-digit scores in the lineup, which would hold them back a little bit, lining them up for the Swiper, but still pretty solid week nonetheless. They were very happy, I'm sure, over there to have escaped the toilet bowl. They will be playing in the Little Season Miyake Bowl against Pams in an immediate rematch.
Yeah, this is just a very, very typical week 13 for the Pams, falling straight on their face. It didn't help that they had 2 really important pieces go out with injuries. So we do want to note that off the front that Lamar Jackson going down with something with his knee. I don't know the exact specifications of it. I know it's around like 1 to 3-ish weeks, maybe 1 to 4. Hope for a speedy recovery for him. He's an absolutely electric player out there. We love watching him. Just game's better when he's on the field. So hope for the best for Lamar. Same thing for K9. Again, not entirely sure on the specifics. His seems a little bit more day to day than Lamar's seems at the moment. Again, I don't have all the info on this, but hope for a speedy recovery for K9 as well. Going down for the rest of Lemp's team here, Dalvin Cook played pretty well. I'd say the rest of his running backs played very well this week. Dalvin Cook getting into the end zone, almost 20 points. Zeke getting into the end zone as well, and that Dallas Cowboys throttling of the Colts on Sunday Night Football. But I mean, everybody else outside of also the Bills defense, wanted to shout out the Bills defense. They had 17 points, pretty solid game against New England. But I mean, nobody else really did a whole hell of a lot here. A lot of single digits. Waddle and Carter, both single digits, and then having those 2 injuries at the front really set them up for failure this week. They're going to have to see sticky mistakes again for another 4 weeks. So hope these two enjoy each other.
I'm sure they'll get very familiar with each other very quickly. All right, moving on to our third game of the week. Winterfell has fallen. We have lost control of the North Division, and Glizz Mafia came in and they took it from us 150 to 142.
Yeah, for Glizz Mafia, Josh Jacobs again continues to be one of the better backs in the league this year. Another 150-yard performance, pretty much touchdown. You're playing the Chargers defense, pretty much just run wild. Their rush defense is god-awful. Receivers here, also for Glizz Mafia, who have been a huge part of their team's success this year. A.J. Brown getting 2 touchdowns against his former team, the Tennessee Titans, for a nice 31-point day. CeeDee Lamb getting 21 points and a touchdown on Sunday Night Football was huge for this team. And also the Eagles defense getting almost 23 points against those Tennessee Titans was really kind of what catapulted this team to have just enough points to squeak out this win against the 10-4s and to squeak out the North Division for themselves. So congratulations, Glizz Mafia. Well-deserved win here.
So obviously we are very disappointed to have lost the division. We wanted to add that to our collection on the season and all seasons really. But I'm proud of our boys. We fought hard and we're on to bigger and better things now. We got a league title on the line. That's obviously much more important. No one's going to remember this division title next year really. So we got to make sure that we're playing our best football heading into the playoffs. And there were a lot of things that we did this week that would encourage that. First off, Geno Smith continued to look great since we've acquired him. 3 touchdowns for him, 27 points. That's all you can really ask for from a quarterback. Just keep it moving for the rest of the lineup. We came into we didn't have a lot of early matchups. We only had 3 players play before 4 o'clock on Sunday, but we had a few single digits with Murray, Davis, and there was one more. And Pickens, who only got 0.7. So we were up against it. Even in the 4 o'clock hour, we got off to a little bit of a slow start, but McCaffrey would rally and get 28, and then Adams, 2 big second half touchdowns would propel him to 40, and he's currently sitting at wide receiver 1 on the season. And that would set us up with a chance to come back late. We had a 12.1 point deficit going into Monday Night Football with only Ryan Suckup left, and he would make every kick, but would not get enough opportunities to get us the win. We do commend him for his effort nonetheless. And like I said, we look forward to the playoffs again. We might face this team again. We know we got to face a tough team first off in Cleveland Steamers. So we're glad we had the strong fight this week. Now we just got to round out our execution, and we just might be able to sneak out with the championship this year. Who knows? All right. 4th matchup of the week. We had FaZe Kev improving 10-3, locking in the top wildcard spot with 145.96 to 114.75 victory over Francy Feast. And really, for FaZe Kev, the way they've done it this whole year is they've just played solid and made teams come and get them. And for the most part, teams haven't. And that was really the case again this week. They got to 145. Not a ton of like mind-blowing performances, but most notably, they did not have a single-digit performance in their lineup. Josh Allen with 20, not his like usual. Normally he's getting at least 30, but against Bill Belichick, you're gonna see some weird things happen. He had a fumble in there, so 21, you're pretty happy with. You'll take that home. Real big performance was St. Brown. We like to make fun of the Lions a lot on the show. I mean, we have an award named after him, but they've been playing some really good ball lately. They really just completely throttled the Jaguars. And St. Brown, 114 yards and 2 TDs would get him 32 points this week. And then Will Lutz had a rough week last week. He would bounce back, making all 4 kicks he was asked of. And then Commanders defense continued to play well. They would add 20 points of their own. And for FaZe Kev, a couple disappointing seasons in recent history, but they're back in the playoffs again. They look like they got a good shot as any to win the championship, and we'll see what kind of fight they bring to the postseason.
Yeah, for Francy Feast, this top of the lineup here, this one hurts me. This handsome man, Jimmy Garoppolo, getting his foot damn near broken in that 49ers game. Sounds like it was the best case scenario for what it could have been. He does not require season-ending surgery. He might be back in 8 weeks for 49ers Super Bowl run, if that's still on the table. But having him go on similar to what we were talking about with the canned Pams and Lamar Jackson going down early, losing, only getting 2 points, only getting a couple drives out of your quarterback, just really put you behind the 8 ball for the week. And, we hope for the best for Jimmy. Hopefully he's able to get back this season, as he's had an incredible comeback year for all the things that he's dealt with over the offseason and the beginning of this year. So hope the best for Jimmy. But it really wasn't in the cards for Francy Feast this week. Derrick Henry, oof, back-to-back weeks where he's kind of been shut out. Teams are really allocating a lot of their defensive game plan to Derrick Henry, as they normally do. But at this point, the Titans really have no other offense outside of him, so people can really key in on him as the only focal point of the offense, as he only had 30 yards on the ground in this one. Matt's receivers here did come to play a little bit. Tyler Lockett with a touchdown and almost 30 points. Darius Slayton, his big pickup, I believe it was last week, coming through again with another nice performance, 90 yards, 15 points. And also we got a huge day from the Cowboys D, again, as we talked about, just absolutely throttling the Colts on Sunday Night Football as they put together 32 points. But again, just not quite enough to get over the hump this week. The quarterback injury for them beginning of the game really hurt, and they're going to have to spend the next couple of weeks trying to get out of the lake.
All right, and our 5th and final matchup of the week, we had the one that called all the gambling addicts right up to the corner. PC Principal, the big 169 to 126 victory over Wallace Pluto, leading both of these teams to be playing in the Toilet Bowl this season.
So I'm not gonna lie, this was actually my most entertaining. Like, I was paying attention to this game more than I was paying attention to my own game, if I'm being completely honest. This was the game that entertained me the whole weekend, because you have Noah on one side. Noah's been kind of on a little bit of a woke streak lately. The big rivalry week game. Staying woke. How Noah staying woke. He's got a big the stay woke bet that happened this week. And PC Principal was just like, Noah, you think you're fucking woke? You don't fucking know me, buddy. You might be woke, but guess what? You're not fucking PC, buddy. Okay? Coop, the fucking woke king over here, okay? It's just like, I'm going to fucking nip this shit right in the butt right now. Everybody's talking about, Noah's staying woke right now. Have you fucking forgot about me? I'm PC fucking Principal, and that's the energy he brought to this game this week. To be perfectly honest, this was the first time I've seen Coop's team awake in weeks, okay? Starting off, Joe Burrow, 38 points. That's fucking woke, okay? 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Woke, all right? Zonovan Knight filling in for, Coop's got the entire Jets backfield on his team, okay? Zonovan Knight this week, guess what? Woke, all right? Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, both scoring a touchdown. Guess what that is? fucking woke, buddy. All right. There's another receiver that had a touchdown right in here. Yeah, Christian Watson, 2 of them things. How about fucking woke, buddy? All right. Coop really just showed up to play this week. So if he wants to get out of the toilet bowl, he just needs to take the same energy, the same little chip on his shoulder. He's like, oh, everybody else in the league is, feeling a little woke right now. Guess who's coming? Coop's got to bring that energy into the toilet bowl, because this was the best performance I've seen his team play in a while.
Yeah, for Wallace Pluto, not only not woke enough to win this game, also not woke enough to make the mediocrity bowl as they have so become accustomed to.
Oh no.
They fall to the toilet bowl now, and we will see. We now have 2 units eligible for the toilet bowl lake jump. So, there's a good chance we're going to be very visually pleased with the end result here. But anyways, really, they ran into a tough matchup with Coop getting so many points this week. So it would have been tough for them to get a win anyway. But really not enough firepower to really even have PC Principal scary at any point. This week, DK Metcalf, the only player over 20, he would score to give himself 26. But they were just going through the lineup. No one played like too bad. Maybe Thielen with 4.7. But yeah, just one too many scores, not enough. They will now be faced with the new task trying to escape the toilet bowl. We'll see if they're able to do it. They're able to push Philly one spot close to the lake. That's personally what I'm rooting for. All right. That'll do it for us this week. We will have a part 2 to discuss the playoff matchups and end of season awards. That'll be coming out tomorrow. But Nick, any final thoughts on this past week before we get off here?
Better stay woke before Coop comes and gets you. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. right back here on this channel. We'll have part 2. And yeah, before that, set your lineups for Thursday Night Football, and we'll see you boys back here tomorrow.